Have you ever made a promise to yourself? A big one. The kind you make late at night when you're feeling inspired. That's it. Tomorrow. Tomorrow I start. Tomorrow I start the diet. Tomorrow I start the business. Tomorrow I stop wasting time. Tomorrow I finally become the person I'm supposed to be. You feel it, don't you? That rush of motivation, that certainty. And then, what happens when tomorrow comes? Does that fire you felt suddenly feel more like a small, tired spark? Does the comfort of your warm bed or the call of your phone suddenly feel so much more powerful than your big dream? Have you ever promised yourself you'll change, only to find yourself doing the exact same thing day after day after day? If you have, then you are not alone. And this story, this is for you. Once upon a time, in a beautiful, peaceful village, there lived a young blacksmith named Ethan. Now, Ethan was not an ordinary man. He was gifted, he was strong, he was clever. He had potential. The villagers would watch him and whisper, "That boy, he could make the finest swords in the entire land. His talent is a gift from the heavens." But Ethan had a problem. The same problem that so many of us have. He was lazy. Or maybe lazy isn't the right word. He was comfortable. He was addicted to the dream, but he was afraid of the work. Every morning he would wake up slowly. He wouldn't rush to the fire. He would sip his tea. He would watch the clouds drift lazily across the sky, and he would think. He would think about the great blacksmith he was going to be. In his mind, he was already a master. He could feel the applause. He could see the respect in people's eyes. But the work, the sweat, the fire, and the noise, that could wait. I will start tomorrow. Or maybe next week, when I feel truly inspired. And so, day after day, his dreams stayed exactly where they were, inside his head. What did his workshop look like? It looked like a room full of broken promises. Shining, expensive iron sat in a corner, rusting. Heavy, powerful hammers were covered in dust, and everywhere were the half-finished projects. Orders piled up, plows for the farmers who couldn't till their fields, swords for the guards who couldn't protect the village, repairs for the villagers who just shook their heads. Farmers would stop by, their faces creased with worry. "Ethan, my plow, the season is turning." And what would Ethan do? He would give his best, most charming smile. "It's almost ready. I'm just adding the final touches. Come back tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. He loved the idea of success, but he hated the feeling of effort. His best friend, Daniel, a hard-working farmer, came to him one day. "Ethan," Daniel said, his voice kind but firm, "Why? Why do you always wait? You have this incredible gift. You could make everyone happy. You could make yourself happy. Why are you wasting it?" Ethan just shrugged, looking away. "I'll do it. I will, when I feel like it." Daniel's face fell. "Ethan," he said sadly, Dreams are nothing without action. And one day, you are going to wake up and realize you've wasted your whole life just waiting. Those words, they stung. Deep inside, Ethan felt a sharp sting of guilt. He knew Daniel was right, but what was the alternative? To work? To be uncomfortable? That fear was even stronger than his guilt. Weeks passed. The grumbling in the village grew louder. "Where is my plow? Why isn't that sword finished? Why doesn't Ethan do anything?" Finally, the village chief himself came to Ethan's workshop. He didn't shout. His voice was firm and cold. "Ethan," he said, looking at the mess of unfinished work, "your laziness is not just your problem anymore. It's our problem. The farmers cannot work. The guards are unprotected. Your potential means nothing if all you produce are excuses." He paused, his eyes hard. "If you don't change, Ethan, you will lose more than just your customers. You will lose your place in this community." That night, the word excuses echoed in his head, the word useless. The laughter he heard from the street, it sounded like they were laughing at him. He sat alone in his dark workshop, holding a single half-forged sword. The moonlight shined on the cold iron. He whispered to himself, "I want to be great, but I can't even force myself to start. What is wrong with me?" The next morning, a stranger arrived. He was an old man, his hands scarred, his eyes clear and sharp. His name was Samuel, a master blacksmith known far and wide, not just for his skill, but for his wisdom. He had heard tales of a young blacksmith with a broken gift. He found Ethan not in his workshop, but by the river, daydreaming. "Ethan," Samuel said kindly. Ethan looked up, startled. "I see your talent," Samuel said, "but talent alone will not forge iron. Do you know the secret?" Ethan shook his head. Samuel smiled. "The secret is that motivation is a liar. It's a feeling. It comes and it goes. You are waiting for a feeling to start your life." He picked up a cold piece of iron. "Discipline," he said. "Discipline is the real secret. Discipline is like this iron, my boy. When it's cold, it's hard, it's stubborn, it doesn't want to bend. But you are the blacksmith. You must heat it with action, and you must hammer it every single day, even when your hands ache, even when you don't feel like it. Only then does it become strong. Only then does it become a sword." Ethan looked down. "But it's so hard. I don't know where to start." "Stop trying to build the entire sword," Samuel said. "That's your problem. You're overwhelmed by the dream. Just heat the metal. Just hit it once. Start with just 5 minutes." Just 5 minutes. The next day, Ethan went to his workshop. He wanted to go to the river. He wanted to sleep. But he remembered Samuel's words, just 5 minutes. He forced himself to light the forge. He lifted the heavy hammer.
His arms ached. He was sleepy. He hated it, but he worked for 5 minutes, and then 10, and then 30. By sunset, just one small plow blade was finished. It wasn't a sword, it wasn't greatness, but it was something. The next morning was harder. Why? Because now he knew how much it hurt. The birds were singing by the river, the sun was warm, and that old, comfortable voice in his head was back. You did well yesterday. You've earned a rest. He stood at the door of his workshop for a full 10 minutes, fighting a war no one else could see. The war between who he was and who he wanted to be. Just heat the metal, he whispered. He didn't promise to work all day. He just promised to start. And a funny thing happened. The action started to create the motivation. The sound of the hammer started to drown out the voice of doubt. The progress started to feel better than the dream.
Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Did he want to wake up every morning? No. Did he feel motivated? No. But he did it anyway. He forced himself. He hammered his discipline, just like he hammered the iron. And slowly, his workshop changed. The pile of tomorrows became a shelf of todays. A farmer got his plow, and his eyes widened. Ethan, this is the best work I've ever seen. A guard held his new sword. It was balanced. It was sharp. It was perfect. The whispers in the village, they changed too. They weren't about his laziness anymore. They were about his skill. Months later, Samuel, the old master, returned. He didn't look at Ethan. He just looked at his work. The workshop was full. Shining tools, sturdy plows, beautiful gleaming swords. Look at your work, Samuel said, his voice full of pride. Do you see the difference? Ethan smiled. A real smile. Not a lazy, charming one, but a proud one. Yes, he said. It wasn't easy. Some days I still wanted to quit. Some days I hated the work. He held up his scarred, strong hands. The old me is still in there, Ethan said. He just doesn't get to make the decisions anymore. Now, I feel alive. I feel strong. I feel like the man I always wanted to be.
So let me ask you, what about you? Are you lazy? Or are you just untrained? Are you waiting for a feeling that will never come? Your great life, your dreams, your potential, they are not born in the dream. They are not born in tomorrow. They are forged. They are forged in the fire of action. They are hammered into shape by discipline. And they're built one small 5-minute step at a time. Stop waiting to feel like it. Be the person who works, even when it's hard. Be the blacksmith of your own life. Heat the metal. Lift the hammer. Start.